Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, Eric. How you doing? Good to see everyone tonight. We're gonna be busy talking about October. October. The reason it took me a little while to get in today was because I was counting every video that I did after our October recap and trying to so I can come up with a number and figure out, because I thought, man, we did a lot this month. We're gone in October for a week, and then we were gone in September for 2 weeks. So we didn't get a lot done in September. We didn't get a lot done in November. I'm sorry. We didn't get a lot done in September, and in October, we didn't get a lot done because we were gone. In November, we weren't gone, so we had the full month, all 30 days to work on things. And guess how many videos we got out for you in the month of November? Anyone? Anyone out there? Take a guess. Go ahead. I'll give you guys a second in the chat to think about how many games or how many videos have we done. How many videos have we done since our October recap video? I'm going to tell you how many it was, because I just counted them. There's 70 videos out in November for you guys to watch. Yeah, so that's like, there's 30 days in November. So that's more than 2 videos a day. So that's several videos. Eric guessed 90. Well, I'm not that crazy, but I am crazy enough to do 70, which is a little more than 2 videos per day for you guys. 2 videos. I was going to say, man, this is our second video today. It's our second video today. This video doesn't even count. 70 videos. What did we play? So we had a lot of games this month, but we played a lot of the same game. We played several different games several times. We played season ticket hockey several times, momentum football several times, APA golf, APA baseball. We played Marvel Champions like 6 times in November or October. I keep seeing the word November, so I got November of the brain. Anyways, let's look at the list. I think it's this one. There is our list from November of 2023. We started off, we played Triple Play Baseball. It's been a while since we played that game. Then another new game. All these games in red are brand new, never before played on the channel, Shootout Hockey. And we played that like 4 or 5 times because it was really good. We played Defenders of the Realm. We played Stone Cold Hockey. We actually started off doing a tutorial series, or not a tutorial, a quick look series on the computer, and then we actually, later on in the month, you can see that we did it on the cards and dice. Hey, what's going on, the Petsky Bowl? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Then we did some 4th Street football. We did some 4th Street baseball. I tried to show you guys how to play the games, tutorials, how to play those games. Then we did Big Beep Hockey, Inside Blitz Football, Stratomatic Baseball, Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. We did that with Phoenix Knight. Then we played Sports Illustrated Pro Football, first time ever. Fall Classic Baseball, Payoff Pitch Baseball, Player of the Game Golf, Game Winning Drive, College Football, Momentum Football, Back to Basics Baseball, Main Event Boxing, Player of the Game Tennis, Terraforming Mars, the Dice Game, Season Ticket Baseball, APA Baseball, Title Bout 2, APA Golf, A Touch of Evil, first time ever, Marvel Champions, Stone Cold Hockey, Apex Theraport Deck Building Game, Season Ticket Baseball, and ASG Golf. Again, of all those games, we played multiple of those multiple times. We played Title Bout 2 3 times because we did 3 matches with Lennox Lewis. We played several Apple baseball games. We did several of the Momentum football. We did several of the game-winning drive college football. several of the Stone Cold Hockey, and several of the Shootout Hockey. So so a lot of you people out there are looking at this list and wondering what the hell. Like, you certainly did a lot of sports games on your list this month, and there's a reason for that. As you know, if you've been on the channel for a while, our goal was to do 100 brand new games in 2023. And of those 100 brand new games, I didn't have any new sports games. So I didn't have a lot of times to go and purchase sports games, and I didn't have any new sports games playing. I've got APA, I've got Stratomatic, I've got Fall Classic, I got Payoff Pitch, I got all the normal ones, but they're not going to be on the list of brand new games. So I didn't play for like 6 months. I didn't play any sports games because I was trying to complete my 100 brand new games, and which we accomplished at the beginning of October, if you guys remember. So after that, we then started playing more sports games because we haven't had a chance to play them for a long time. And as you can see, I actually spent a little time trying in October getting some new sports games like Shootout Hockey, Stone Cold Hockey, 4th Street Football, 4th Street Baseball, Sports Illustrated Pro Football, because then it was like the goal of trying to get to 100 has been completed. Now we can just do things as we need to, and we can play other things. 3 or 4 months ago, I wasn't sure we were going to make it, so I wanted to make sure I got to my 100. And speaking of which, where are we standing on our how many games have we played in 2023? Brand new games. Here is the list as of 10 minutes ago, because I just made this screenshot. You can see we are currently up to 115 brand new, never before played games on the channel this month and this year in 2023. So we're up to 115. And of those 115, you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 this month. We have 1 month remaining in 2023. 1 month remaining. And our goal was to get to 100. And once we reached 100, I thought, maybe we can get to like 125. We got a couple months left. Maybe we'll get to 125. So maybe we're going to try and keep going. We've averaged between 10 and 15 every month. So I think we'll probably continue averaging that. So I think if we do our average and nothing happens, we should be able to get to our 125, which again, these are never before played games on the channel, new. You have to go and learn them. You have to watch videos on how to learn how to play them. You have to play them. You have to buy them. You have to purchase them. You have to do everything. It's not just playing the game. You have to learn it. You have to do everything. And so it's a big time commitment whenever you're doing new games. I could play all these other games that aren't new over and over again, and I could play 80 of those a month, but I'm not. I'm trying to expand my horizons out. So, like I said, between 10 and 15, we've been averaging every month, so I'm trying to continue that process. When I'm looking to play things, I'm actually, like, for example, like right here, I got this sitting on the top because it's like I just got this. I want to play Cascadia again, but I want to use the landscapes because it'll be a new experience with the new expansion. So, this is sitting here waiting to go. I also have, another one like this one right here, which is still in the shrink. Twilight Inscription. We just picked this up, as you can see, because I thought it would be pretty cool. It was the Black Friday special they were having and all that stuff. So it was a good time to start picking up some things. So that's what we played. Again, we played 30 different games, and I think we had, of those 30 games, we probably played, like I said, several of them multiple times. Some of those we just played once. Now, let's look at and give our ratings for our best new game of the month, and then we have our biggest surprise of the month, and then our favorite game of the month. And each game on the list, we give a minute blurb about why it's on the list. So best new game of the month, as you can see, again, if we go back to our, let me go back and start that again. So Shootout Hockey, Stone Cold Hockey, 4th Street Football, 4th Street Baseball, Sports Illustrated Pro Football, Game Winning Drive, College Football, Momentum Football, Back to Basic Baseball, Player of the Game Tennis, Terraforming Mars, The Dice Game, and A Touch of Evil are all new. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we had 11 new games this month. So of those 11 new games, I thought Shootout Hockey. Why is Shootout Hockey on the list of best new games? Well, I thought it was really cool. And if you've been around my channel and you can go back years ago, I've been posting videos of my hockey game, my board and dice hockey game, because I hate all the hockey games out there. They're way too complex. They take way too long to play. And not that my game was any better, but Shootout Hockey was a big surprise because this is literally a hockey game that you can get done in I think we did a live stream of Stone Cold Hockey in 22 minutes. So you can get intro, play the game, outro in 22 minutes. So it takes you literally only less than 20 minutes to play it. It's not very complex, but with the complexity, with less complexity comes quickness. So if you wanted to play multiple games, if you wanted to do a whole season quickly, you could do that with Shootout Hockey. Stone Cold Hockey, very similar to Shootout Hockey. They have the same kind of mechanism where you're rolling a dice, and whatever number you roll is the amount of time that's off the clock, and then you're rolling to see if something happens in that time frame. So anywhere between 1 minute and 6 minutes might come off the clock, and then you're going to roll to see if something important happens, and then if nothing happens, you just move on to the next segment. And it's Shootout Hockey and Stone Cold Hockey, again, very similar. And also the other two games. That's why they're all on here. Momentum Football is basically the same thing. You're not rolling for each play. You're not rolling for all this. What you're doing is you're rolling to see what happens with the drive that they have in the football game. And Momentum Football is interesting because it's a little bit more complex with player ratings and stuff. And so, if you have an interception, you will actually have the players that you can roll on the chart and figure out who intercepted it. If you have a touchdown run, you can roll on their chart to figure out who had the touchdown run. So Momentum Football, it was a little more involved, but it was still the same thing. Basically, one roll tells you the outcome. Was it a punt? Was it an interception? Was it a touchdown? Was it a field goal attempt? And then, of course, game-winning drive, college football. Same basic principle. You have your stats, you're going to roll the dice, and then it's going to tell you what happened on the drive of that team, whether it was a touchdown or not a touchdown. A little bit less complex than Momentum Football because you don't get the player ratings and stuff in there, so they are quite different. But all these games basically are the same, how do I want to put it? The same kind of vibe, I guess we'll call it, in that they're easy playing games, not stat driven. So if you're into stats and keeping track of all this information, but they are quick playing, usually within 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And some of the quicker games, Shootout Hockey was a little bit quicker. Game Winning Drive college football was a little quicker. Those two games you can get done in maybe 20, 25 minutes if you push it. But what was my favorite? Which of these games was my favorite new game of the month? And there it is, Momentum Football. And again, the only thing that really separated Momentum Football slightly above the other ones was the fact that the team sheets have all the ratings for the players on it. So, like, if it's an interception, you roll on the interception column, and each player that had an interception, or if you had a punt return for a touchdown, it'll give you that information. Or if you had field goal attempts, it'll give you the place kicker and their ratings to score the field goal. So it was a little bit more involved than shootout hockey, stone cold hockey, and game-winning drive hockey, but just a little bit. Just a little bit more involved. Not much. I would highly recommend you check out my videos on all of these games. I loved them all. We played every one of these stone cold hockey probably 3 or 4 times. Shootout hockey we played 3 or 4 times. Stone cold hockey 2 or 3 times. Momentum football I think we 2 or 3 times. And game-winning drive college football 2 or 3 times. So every one of these games, if it's a good game, obviously we played it multiple times. And it was. I would recommend any of those games to you guys. But for me, I like the fact that Momentum Football gave me that extra little bit where you can keep stats and ratings if you wanted to, but I wasn't doing that. I just wanted to know if it was an interception or if it was a fumble or if it was a touchdown run. It gave me the players, and I would roll on the chart and figure out who scored the touchdown, which got you a little bit more involved in the actual game. So Momentum Football wins the best new game of the month, but these other games, highly recommend them, and you never know, they might be up for other awards throughout the rest of the month. Let's look at the next award. Matter of fact, we have the biggest surprise of the month. Biggest surprise of the month in October. Well, let's change that to say November, because I didn't change that, obviously. And November. All right, there we go. So biggest surprise of the month. And of course, these can be good surprises. These can be bad surprises. These can be just things I wasn't expecting. Things I was obviously surprised about. So anything that made me go, that was kind of interesting. Sports Illustrated Pro Football's on here because, well, I've looked at this game and I didn't realize that there's a guy or a company, I'm not sure, that's actually keeping Sports Illustrated Pro Football alive and has a bunch of seasons you can order. And we did a video on ordering from the person. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But, I looked at buying Sports Illustrated Pro Football from like Noble Knight, and they had like a 1970s and 1980s game, and it was like $90. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that, right? So then my buddy Al, Red Sox fan, says, hey, check out this site. And I went to the guy's site, and I'm like, whoa, this is super cool. So it's a guy that basically taken the Sports Illustrated Pro Football system, and now you can download his little computer game. When you order a season file, it comes with a season of the computer and also all of the board game stuff, so you can print that all out. And I did. I printed it all out. Where is it? Where is it? Is it here? No, it's not here. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Here they all are. And they look super, super good. They look super, super good. Anyways, the biggest surprise, because I wasn't expecting, I'm thinking like I would have to, if I wanted to play Sports Illustrated Pro Football, I'd have to order one of these boxes and get like one of these ones that was made in 1980 and, you know, or 1986 or whatever it was. But no, I can literally go to this site, and you can find the information. You can buy the little program that the guy runs, and it has, you know, where you can play the game. And it also comes with the files. You can print them all out. I got the whole season all printed out, ready to go. And playing the game is great and fun. And it was like $25. You get the computer program, you get the season file, and you get the board game stuff for $25. They wanted $80 for a shitty board game, you know, from 1986 with, you know, crappy cards and worn out box and everything else. They want to charge you $80 or $90 when you can order from this guy and get it for $25 and print out a brand new copy for yourself. Doesn't make sense. If you order just the season files, once you have the computer program, it's just $15. And again, that comes with the electronic season to play on his little program, and then also all the board game stuff that you can print out. So for $15, now that I own it, I can buy any season I want, basically, that he has made. Back to Basics Baseball. Biggest surprise. This is another one of these ones I tried from Downey Games, and I was like, sounds pretty generic. Back to Basic Baseball, but it's pretty cool. I like it. And unfortunately, I only get to play it once or twice this month. But it's one of these games that you can play a baseball game in probably, you know, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. It's not very complex. Very anticlimactic, or anti-complex, I guess is the way to put it, because it's back to basics. Everything is very basic. It's basically a spreadsheet of teams. Again, I have those sheets printed out somewhere. Is it here? No. I'm not going to try to get it out of the drawer. Anyways, it's basically like a sheet of paper that just has a bunch of the player's name and then all their ratings. And then what you do is you put that sheet on the table, and then you basically roll the dice and look at the ratings and flip the cards, the fast action cards, and all that stuff. And so you don't get like player cards or anything like that. It's very back to basic stuff. So that's why I was on it, because I was like, I'll order it on a whim, and it actually turned out to be pretty good and pretty reasonably priced, because I think I spent $10 on it. And they have every when you buy it from Downey Games, they have every season from 2015. I think from 2015 all the way back to like 1926, something like that. So they have from 2015 all the way back to 1926, maybe even back farther than that. I don't know, way back. So you get like 80 seasons for $10. I mean, great value. I mean, that's why it's on there. I was like, I mean, how much can you really get? But like I said, it's very spreadsheety, you know, no cards or anything. Every team is just on a sheet of, well, that's not true. It's two sheets of paper. One sheet is the batters and one sheet is the pitchers. So, and we put each of the sheets in a clear plastic thing, and we just flipped them back and forth whenever we needed them, and worked great. Apex Theropod deck building game. So this is on this list because this is a massive game, and it's based on the Legendary system. And I have wanted to play this game again, but I'm like, I don't want to have to relearn this game, and I'm learning all these other games, but I really want to learn how to play this game. And I'll tell you what, the reason it's on this list is because of all the games that I've played this year, Apex Theropod deck building game, basically the rule booklet for a change is awesome. It literally tells you, if you're playing solo, do this, draw these cards, shuffle these cards, do that. And I was like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm set up and ready to go in like 15 minutes. And I'm like, Wow, that was awesome. I was under the impression it was going to take me a long time to try and remember what I was doing and how to play the game. No, it actually goes through step by step in both a solo and a multiplayer setting and how to set up the game and play it. So, big surprise for me because I was like, wow, I want to play this game again, but I don't want to have to spend time learning it. In fact, I will show you my desktop. Do I still have my desktop on here? I don't. Do I have my desktop on here? I do have my desktop on here. There, you can't quite see it because it's behind here, but there is my, yeah, there he is, Acrocanthosaurus, which is the character we ran when we were playing the game, and it was awesome. And we had a great time with it, and yeah, it was fun. Let's go back to the right page. There we go. So you can still see I still have my Acrocanthosaurus on my desktop because I'm thinking about maybe pulling them out again. And they're fun. It's a fun game. Terraforming Mars, the dice game. You know I like my Terraforming Mars. I got the regular. I got all the expansions for the regular. And then I've got the Ares Expedition with all their expansions. And now the dice game came out. And I was like, do I really need this? But I saw Phoenix Knight bought it. Did an unboxing on his channel. And I was like, huh. Terraforming Mars with dice. That should be interesting. All right, I'll buy it. So I bought it on a whim. And I played it. And it was actually one of these games that was very good. It was very good. I liked it. I had a really good time playing it. I thought, I would probably get bored of it with all the other Terraforming Mars. It's just, this is just another ripoff of the Terraforming Mars. And it kind of was. It was basically the same system, but you have your cards, and you have to roll the dice, and then each of the cards, to activate the card, you have to match up what you roll on the dice to the cards, so then that card gets to be put in play, which I thought was a neat idea. So you're trying to manage the cards, roll the dice, try to see which ones you're going to use so you can get the right cards. Yeah, interesting. It was definitely different. So which one do we find to be the biggest surprise of the month? Yeah, Apex Theraport deck building game, which is kind of a surprise for me too. Again, this is one of these games that it's not very complex, it's not very hard, but it's always one of these ones, I don't want to have to learn, I don't want to have to, but it was so good, it was so professionally done. It is literally, it's right here. I could pull it out and show you and flop you the rule book, but I highly recommend it. It's hard to find though at this point. It's not one of these games that they mass produced. I actually was fortunate enough to get one of the collector's editions. It did cost me an arm and a leg, as you can see. I only got one arm left. It did cost me an arm and a leg, but I ended up buying it when it came out, and I'm glad I did. And now it's a little bit harder to get. So if you can find a copy for reasonable price, you might want to pick it up if it's something you'd be interested in. Plays great solo, by the way. And also, I've never played a multiplayer, but I'm assuming it would play great multiplayer as well. Let's move on. That's the biggest surprise of the month. Now, best overall game of the month. This is what I thought was the best overall game for me. Shootout hockey, again, we've kind of talked about that one a little bit already, but again, it's quick, it's easy. It does have all of the different players. It does give you, it does let you know who scores the goal and who's on the penalties and stuff, but it's not stat driven, but it is quick and it is easy to play. So kudos to that, especially with the fast action cards. Sports Illustrated Pro Football. Oh my gosh! Again, it's this. Finding this site is a godsend if you want to play a good, decent football game. and you have some blank dice. The one thing I will say is you need some blank-sided dice so you can take a Sharpie and write on each of the sides of the dice what the results are, because if you try to buy the official Sports Illustrated Pro dice, you're talking like $60 just for some 3 dice or 5 dice, I think it is. Don't do it. Don't waste your money. Just buy you some blank dice. Go watch my playthrough. You'll see. ASG Golf, great game, great system. We played it with Phoenix Knight. One of my all-time favorite sports games, ASG Golf. And the more I play it, the more I like it. And then, of course, Defenders of the Realms. Broke that out this month after several months ago. Me and Herman Lutman played it. And my box was missing all of the blue cards, so the blue enemy never moved. And I'm like, this is weird. We checked the deck, and sure enough, all the blue cards were missing from my secondhand copy that I got from Noble Knight. They ended up shipping me the cards. I don't know if they took them out of a different box or whatever they did, but they found the cards or whatever. I got the blue cards. So then I played it again this time. And it was a great overall game. It's a great design. It's basically Pandemic with fantasy creatures. Kind of Pandemic on steroids. There's a lot more to it. You got quests with the heroes with special abilities. The enemies move. So there's a lot going on there. Defenders of the Realm, great game, great system. I want to get more. There's several expansions. A lot of extra hero packs that you can buy to kind of round out more. And I need to get a little bit more of those. What was my favorite overall best game of the month for well, let's say November. I keep not updating that. November. November. There you go. For November. So what was my best overall game of the month? ASG Golf. Believe it or not. We didn't even play ASG Golf. Because I did a little tutorial on ASG Golf for Phoenix Knight because he's getting into sports golfing. We played the ASG Golf together. He enjoyed that. I wanted to show him the ASG because it might be something he's interested in. But for me, I like the complexity of the ASG Golf. I like the card quality and obviously the production quality that ASG gives their products as opposed to the ASG Golf. I think the ASG Golf has some really cool ideas in it. I would love a hybrid mix, and obviously some people, you can mix and match some of the ASG Golf with the courses. You can mix and match the golfers, but I enjoy the ASG Golf. It's a great game. Highly recommend it if you are into sports games at all. It's just a lot of fun. It is going to be complex. There is a huge learning curve. There's a great free utility that you can use for it called the Game Caddy. Check out my channel. We kind of introduced the Game Caddy to the world out there. It was out there, but nobody had heard of it. I contacted the designer, Scott Mulder, and we've done some live streams together, and now he's kind of actually got a following going. He's got people, he's got a website, he's got a YouTube channel. He does a lot more with it than just having it sit out there for people to find. So I'm very happy for him that we were introduced it, because it's basically a computer program to help you play ASG Golf, and it really helps. Check out the Game Caddy if you are able. All right, so that is what we did in November. Let's check our list of games we're gonna try to complete. Yes, we completed a whole one of those games in November. A Touch of Evil. We didn't get to Liberty or Death. I'm still waiting on Tony to get with me about that. Tony keeps threatening that someday we're gonna play that game. Downfall is another one that me and Tony were going to learn how to play. Mike Butterjelly was going to teach us how to, he was going to kind of teach us over and then let us play it. Nemesis we just bought, and this is another one of these games I want to get to the table. This War of Mine, another game we want to get to the table. Aliens, Fate of the Nostra. I mean, all these we obviously will want to get to the table, but we only got the one, Touch of Evil. And I think A Touch of Evil is a great, great game. I really liked it. And that's with me messing up the rules and completely forgetting something. So we kind of played it after like, I don't know, it's like an hour and a half or whatever we played it. And then I stopped it because I realized I was doing something wrong. And I kept it out for like 3 or 4 days afterwards. And I kind of just put everything to the side. And I thought I would get it back and put it back on the table because I wanted to give it its due diligence. And I still want to do that. But now I've actually put the stuff in the box and packed the box right there. The problem is for me is whenever you put something away, it usually ends up going away for a little while. Like, you know, it ends up going away for a little while. There's Mike Butterjelly, actually. We just talked about Mike, and he was going to teach us how to play Downfall, me and Tony, and that's why I put it on the list, but we never got around to it. Tony's been a little hard to get her on and do things with lately. We're going to do Liberty or Death, and we're going to do Downfall. Anyways, that's why they were on the list. And Nemesis is War of Mine. I've got these games ready to go, and just have to pull the trigger. So, for December, what are we looking at for December? December, we're added in, we got to remove A Touch of Evil and added in Twilight Inscription instead. So hopefully we'll get some of these games before the end of the year for 2023. So this will be our last final push. Our last final push for 125, 135. You know, right now we're sitting at 115. So if we do another 10 to 15 like we've been averaging, we'll get to 125 new games this year. So there you go. That is our recap. Quickly, because it looks like we just had a few people join, I'm going to quickly go over best new game of the month. We talked about these 4 games, very similar, quick playing, very easy, light games. If you're want to get into sports, these are great games to start with. Momentum Football was just slightly better than the other ones because it gives you the option for players, ratings, and stats. So slightly a little bit more complex than the other 3. Our biggest surprise of the month was the Apex Therapeut deck building game. Great game. All these are great games, but just slightly better because this is one of these games you can relearn in literally 3 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes tops. You can relearn the game because the rulebook goes through like every rulebook should. Do this, shuffle this, pull these cards out, set these cards on the table, do this, do that, and you're ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. And it was perfect. I was dreading pulling this game back out and having to relearn it. And after going through the setup again, I'm like, oh yes, I remember everything I need to do. So awesome. Last but not least, our best overall game of the month was the ASG Golf this month. So there you go. So that's where we stand after November. 15 brand new games on the channel. We have 70 videos in November, which averages more than 2 videos per day for you guys to enjoy. Woo! That's a lot of stuff. December is going to be just as busy. I'm going to have off several days, although my daughter is coming to visit, not this weekend, but the following weekend. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's going to mess me up. I got to do family things. So that's 3 days I'm going to lose out. So I'm going to really push hard in December to finish the year strong, because in 2024, we got a massive 100, top 100 board games of all time is going to be thrown to the wind with all the new games we played this year. So can't wait to do that in March. I think we decided we're going to do it in February or March. February, I think we're going to start it in February and do 10 every month or every week until we get, so it's going to take us like 10 weeks to get it all done. Anyways, thanks for coming by, Mike and Eric. Thank you guys. And Phoenix Knight, thank you. And there you go. So that's a look at a recap for November 2023. We got 1 month to go. So whatever you want to do in 2023, you have to do it now. This month is your last chance. January starts a new year, which means all your lists get started over. You got to mark them all off, start over with square one. First game, first day, 2024. So whatever you're going to get done, now's your time. You got 1 month, 31 days to push. If you wanted to try and get 50 new games played, if you want to get 10 new games to the channel, if you want to learn a new game, if you want to, whatever you're going to do, now is your time. Do not wait. So, anyways, thank you guys for coming out. And I do appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that like button. I know you guys are checking that like button and make sure it works. And don't forget to leave a comment down below if you enjoy this. We do this review shows every single month at the end of the month. And we talk about everything we did. And so you can always catch up with these videos. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Phoenix. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Take care until the end of 2023. Ooh, the pressure's on. Ooh, we got to get it done, boys. We got to get it done. Let's go.